Hello and welcome to Freedom Friday. Um, I'm happy to have you here today. They have just shifted around Facebook Live again, so now I don't know where to look. Um, so let me know. Come say hello and let me know who's here and what you'd like to do some work on today. I'd love to, get your names and find out a little bit about what you want to work on. So let me just talk a touch about what's been coming up right now. We do have a lunar eclipse, and we are going into eclipse season, which lasts between now and the Lion's Gate, which is 8/8. So August 8th is considered the Lion's Gate. And so we have a couple of different eclipses during what they call eclipse season. So tonight we've got the lunar eclipse. I believe there is a solar eclipse right around the equinox, or maybe it's around the 21st. Anyway, astrology is not my game. The Akashic records really are. But what I do want to work on is we, move into new energy and things are changing very intensely. Of course, we've just had our hearts broken open with some of what's been going on for the last week, really, with um, the deaths and the riots and all of that has been happening. And so what I would love to do some work on is just energetically healing and clearing some of the emotional pain and trauma. And I think that it would be beneficial to dismantle some of the ancient original enslavement system programs in the third dimensional world that have been on the earth for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And so doing some work around these different things, the record keepers are saying will be helpful for all of us. And then oh, good. Let me just say hi to a couple people. Hey, Janine, Jaya, hello. Karen, um, happy to be with you today. Also, Deanne, hi, yay. Beatrice, lovely. Um, Natasha, so nice to see you again. And Kimberly, beautiful. Thank you. So, Um, let's get started. We'll start by bringing everybody into the Akashic field with me so that we can all access this vibration, this energy, and then we'll just start to do some healing, start to do some clearing, see what shows up to work on. So, as you may or may not know, I really let the record keepers dictate what shows up, and as well as you. Sorry, I'm looking for my prayer book so we can see if there's some prayer. So this is the one I use a lot, apparently, from questioning to knowing, 73 prayers to transform your life. This is the book that I wrote a few years ago now, and it is available on Amazon. I know some people have it, and so I try and remember to tell you what the page is for the prayer if I'm working off of a page. Anyway, all that said, and then of course I open the records for the group. And so I do that and bring you into the energy. And this is what I teach in my Akashic Record workshops, is how to use my 5-step wisdom prayer system to access your own Akashic records so that you can be divinely guided every day. so that you can open your records and say, what's my highest and best step today? What can I know about moving forward in my life, with my relationships, creating greater abundance, being on my soul path, and doing really the work that you came to do and understand it. So beautiful. Hi, Nandini and Virginia, Joni, Danielle. Lovely. Oh, big group today. How nice. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. All right, let's open the records and then we'll do some healing. So starting with a nice deep breath as we just move out of our head and drop down into our heart. Breathing into your heart, letting it open and expand and expand and expand a little further. We ask the Divine Lords of Unconditional Love to help us center fully in this moment as we create this sacred space. Please wrap us in your love and protection and allow us to travel to the highest realms of the Akasha available to us today. Please help as we lay our multi-dimensional hearts open to divine love and release all resistance. Lords of the Akashic Records, please guide us to the deepest truth that we can access now. Support us in healing and releasing that which no longer serves on our true path. We give great thanks for your divine love and support today. So I would like to start out with, well, here's the one that I opened to. It wasn't the one I was hearing, but we're starting with it anyway because that's what we opened to. It is the prayer of self-love. And part of what I'm hearing is that so many of us are struggling with our own levels of guilt and pain and trauma and lack of self-love. I know that many people are also feeling unworthy, that maybe you feel like I haven't done anything significant in my life, however you might be judging that. And so you're feeling like you're maybe unworthy to receive greater abundance or receive loving support from people around you. And so it is really the time is to start to shift these old thoughts and beliefs and ideas. And I really believe that they are part of the old programming that has kept us down and has kept us more enslaved and in servitude in so many ways over the last, 12,000 years or so. So as we start to step into self-love and self-honoring, it allows us to open to receive the gifts that are here for us. So I'm going to read the prayer of self-love on page 75, if you've got the book. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, as I now choose to move from my head deeply into my heart, I connect to my love of self. This sacred room holds the memory of the divine in me. There is nothing else. I sit calmly in my heart center and feel the pervasive energy of the Creator. I am that I am. And so it is. Blessed be. And the one that goes really beautifully with that as we're on this kind of opening to self-love, and it's a little bit of a different sort of way to untangle ourselves from old servitude patterns and programs and different sorts of these enslavement patterns and programs that have been, like I say, here for 12,000 plus years. So this is the prayer for worthiness of unique self. And I know that many of us who are light workers and healers, sometimes we feel very out of sorts with the rest of the world. We think that, again, we're just weird. Like maybe we really don't deserve to be loved or um, to be to be teachers or to be honored or to be respected. We just think maybe we're just strange and quirky. So what the record keepers always say is that we are unique souls. Each soul has its own unique journey through the world, through lives here on earth, through galaxies, different realms and regions. One person may be from the Pleiades and spent time in the angelic realms and lived way back, 5,000 BC, and then hasn't been on Earth as much recently. And someone else might be the opposite. Maybe they've had 1,000 lifetimes here on planet Earth over the last, 8,000, 10,000 years. Um, and maybe they're from Andromeda and are more from another galaxy, so even further out. So just those two different scenarios, and those would be very simplified, honestly, because we do it all so much, but that would make you be two very unique souls with really unique experiences here and other realms. And so here's the prayer for worthiness of unique self. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, I claim my uniqueness and I liberate the collective consciousness that has held me in constraint. I am free of all holds that seize my self-worth. I step away from the desire for public approval. I release the group contracts and agreements that no longer serve my highest good and move beyond the limitation of authority. I am worthy to express as my God self and do so now and each day forward. I claim this truth for myself and all I meet, and so it is. Blessed be. Beautiful. That one feels very important right now, because I know as we're moving forward and trying to transform the world, and transforming the world when it is in such an uproar is certainly not an easy task for any of us. And so we are so grateful for all of you coming and sharing the Akashic Record work, doing your own work, stepping into the light, holding the energy for humanity. The highest and best thing we can do in so many ways is to live in our hearts and be the love and the forgiveness and the compassion for all of humanity, no matter what is going on. So what the record keepers are suggesting we do is I want to do a little energy clearing on our hearts and on our heads. So I want to clear some of other people's cords and connections into our head out. I want to clear us all out of other people's thoughts and connections and cording. Same thing with the heart. Same thing with the throat. We want to be able to speak our truth and not be afraid. So I'm going to do a little energy work on those right now, and then we'll see what else starts to come up, what else the record keepers suggest we do, okay? So, if you want to close your eyes, please feel free to do that. Go ahead, close your eyes, and just, we're going to focus on the head, the sixth chakra, the third eye, the brain, the whole thing. So you may feel cords releasing, you may feel tingling, you may get pictures, whatever it is that you experience is just perfect. We're asking all of our record keepers, your record keepers individually, to work on you, to remove the cords, any miswiring in your brain, any energy overlays, patterns, programs that we can release, really around kind of servitude in the version that is much more enslavement. I believe that most of us are here in service in a sense, but not in servitude, which is, it feels very different. So I am here in service to humanity to help people access their Akashic records, their soul wisdom, their own guidance, to support you in expanding and connecting and aligning with your soul. And so I feel that's very important. But let me just, Lucia, can you grab that? Sorry. Our dog is going for grooming today, and I could hear the phone ringing. Good. So just feel whatever that feels like in your head. Is that starting to feel like more space? Might feel lighter, buzzy, tingly, something, but what I'm seeing is like a lot of the old energies releasing, letting go. Good. All right. We're going to do some deprogramming from the back of our neck, too. Again, there's some cords. There's actually some old energetic implants that look like little metal, I don't know, discs in a way, is how they show up to me, like a little, like a little, like a little mini CD disc, and it's a program that makes you do something, right? So again, these are very much about enslaving us and keeping us working for something outside of ourselves. Of course, we always want to be in service to humanity and to the unified field of one, but this is not that. And this is why we're removing it. These, again, like I say, are ancient programs and stories. So just might feel that kind of the medulla oblongata right at the very kind of back of top of your spine, right where it meets your skull. So deleting that and clearing that from there. And then we're going to do our throat. We want to open and clear our fifth chakra so that we can communicate with clarity, with ease and grace. We can speak our truth without fear of being hurt, harmed, persecuted, prosecuted for anything that we say. Releasing all of the energy of right, wrong, good, bad. So we want to let that go so that we can speak truth with a capital T. We can speak the channeled word. We can speak the higher wisdom. We can speak a higher truth without fear, which is very important as we're going forward. So just both, of course, all the chakras are like long tubes, right? They go from the front to the back, but I kind of work on them this way because that's the way I see them laid out in front of me. So just clearing all the layers, all the programming from the throat, all the all the cords, and a lot of times it's the cording from other people who have connected to you in your throat that makes you choke. So sometimes we notice that we start talking about something, like if you were really programmed to not talk about religion or money, that was wrong, that we don't talk about those things. If you start to talk about religion or money, you might find that you get choked up or you can't say it, however that shows up for you. These are also programs and beliefs that have been that we've bought into and often show up kind of energetically in our chakra system. So, throat chakra. So that's very much about opening your throat chakra to be able to speak the truth with ease and grace. Good, okay. And now we want to drop down into our fourth chakra, which is a little bit lower. And then we have our high heart, which is more up here, right where your thymus is. And heart chakra, and they both expand out and they can overlap as they expand. So if we want to work on the heart chakra, get that. And what the record keepers are saying is that we're holding a lot of fear right now in our hearts. We're afraid for ourselves, we're afraid for our families, we're afraid for humanity, we're afraid for our jobs, we're afraid for moving forward. It looks very uncertain out there. And I will tell you what the record keepers keep saying to me, because of course I ask again and again. What they're saying is that this is all part of the necessary upheaval to transform humanity. That we could not continue to go on with all of this suppressed and hidden energy. We cannot move into the fifth dimension with the inequality as it stands and as it has been very accepted consciously and unconsciously, with so much suppression. Again, conscious and unconscious. Sometimes we're very unconscious about it. Some people are very conscious. So however that is in the world, it's still a heavy, dark energy that's been suppressed and buried and kind of held down. And it's really been since the 60s, since there's been a huge upheaval around all of the suppression and the slavery programs that are running, and the white really supremacy in so many ways. And so it's time, we need to see it so we can acknowledge it and change it and really, really do something about it to stop all of this in the world, is in all the ways that we can to stop it in the police forces and in the government and all in schools and in every way that we can possibly stop it. And so I think it's going to be a very long and challenging year, because I don't think things are going back to normal. I haven't ever thought things were going back to normal. But as this continues to happen, the record keepers are saying we are transforming the world so that we can move into the fifth dimension, into a higher vibration, into a place where we can really create from our hearts. Because that's one of the main reasons we come here to Earth, is to be able to create and embrace and be the love in this beautiful planet, on this beautiful planet. And so we need to clear the darkness so we can really all be the light. And it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. And so that's why it feels like the year will be long. And the record keepers always say, it depends on humanity. There's a whole huge piece of free will here. So we need to be conscious and to make changes and make new choices and do things differently. All of us need to do that, and our governments do too, for us to really transform and change. So it's very, very important. And so living in our hearts and learning new things and changing the way we think and acknowledging the fact that we may have, been wrong. And maybe it was unconscious. That's okay. Now we get to make it conscious and we get to make a new choice. And that's how we get to move into the fifth dimension, is by making a new choice. And again, one of the reasons I love to uh, share the Akashic Record work with people, and I feel like it's such an important thing to do, especially at this time in history, is because of the fact that this can help you. It's an empowerment tool for you to transform your life. And when you can be divinely guided by your soul's wisdom every day, it is not unpainful. Of course, my heart is broken open and I'm living in this world, of course, with everyone else. And yet there is a clarity, a consciousness, a love, a vibration that makes it easier to navigate. Maybe I don't know how to say it. I guess I don't put it in words very often, um, but it certainly helps me to stay in a space of unconditional love and to heal, to help to bring love and light and healing out into the world. And that's why I really love doing these Facebook Lives. Um, so I see Kim has posted a couple of the prayers that we did. Thank you, Kim. Kim, would you put the course, because I do have a live workshop that's coming up and starting to teach you, course 1, to teach you to access your own Akashic Records so that you can learn this ancient empowerment tool for yourself. So if you are interested in learning to do this work for yourself, it's a important time in history to step into this high vibration, to learn the healing tools, to hold that vibration for yourself, for humanity. It ripples out to your friends, your family, the people around you. And I train people to be certified Akashic Record readers, consultants, and healers also. So anyway, this is the first step, is with the course 1 that's starting in June 18th. So if that speaks to you, if you're curious about that, check out the link that Kim's going to post. And so, good. So let's do some more clearing. So, to just asking the record keepers to uplift and bring some of the emotional pain, trauma, and any of that fear and stress that people are holding from these last few months, and certainly this last week. We want to uplift that level of fear. Because right now, for so many of us, it's about coming to a place where we can create something new. And that might be just a business that lets you work from home, or taking your healing work out into the world, or writing that book that you've been thinking about writing for the last 10 years, or whatever that might be for you. I want to clear what blocks you from that, right? So just breathe into that again. Sometimes just closing our eyes is helpful as we ask the Akashic Record keepers to help us clear and release the blocks, the pain, and the fear that are holding us back from creating the next step in our life, the next step on our path. And this feels very much like third chakra energy. The record keepers always say that really we create and manifest very much between our heart and our third chakra. And I think last week we did a beautiful soul symbol meditation where we expand out into the universe with our heart's desire and our manifesting energy of our third chakra and the wish fulfilling jewel. So if you weren't on that call last Friday, I think it was, go back. You can watch the video. I think they're all on Facebook. Hopefully, I think Kim is posting some of them to my YouTube channel, which is just YouTube.com/Akashic Knowing. And so you can hopefully find them either place, but I'm pretty sure they're still always posted on Facebook. So just I want to clear the third chakra. There's what I'm seeing is kind of like a netting almost around people's third chakra that keeps it stuck down. So clearing and opening that. Yeah. Candy says it's time to move from competition to cooperation. Absolutely true. Thank you. Thank you, Corrine, too. Hi, Jill. Nice to see you. Yeah. Free will changes everything. You know, it's that's why we come here, right? To be human, to have that free will, to have that choice. And so it's so important for us to keep remembering you can always make a different choice. You can always make a new choice. Even if you don't see it right in front of you, ask your higher self, your record keepers, your guides, your angels, help me to open the door to a new choice. Help me to see a new option. Help me to clear the fear that keeps me stuck where I am so I can see new doors opening. And that could be like a meditation or a little mantra. You know, sometimes we say, just help me see those new doors opening. Help me to move forward and make a new choice. Right? Often we fall back into the old pattern of, you know, telling ourselves we're wrong for not doing something. But it's important for us to look for the new step. What is the highest and best next step I can take now? What is the new door that is ready to open for me? I'm ready to see it now. And sometimes it's important, or often it really is, because of the whole free will piece. It's important for us to say that, to claim that, to know that, to feel that, whether we say it or not. Feel it more than say it. Feel I am ready for my new next step, for my highest and best next step. I am ready to embrace a new choice, embrace a new idea. Right, so that's good, because that is like kind of popping open some of this netting that feels like it's holding our heart and our third chakra suppressed. So opening that up feels good. It's kind of like popcorn. So if you feel it like that, or expanding, exploding, however that might be for you. Oh, hi, Linda. So nice to see you. Oh, I love when my friends show up. I love you guys all so much. That is so very sweet. Yeah. I want to do a little work around that competition to cooperation, because that feels really important and powerful. Right, from division to unity. All right, so those two are kind of perfect. Let's just have the record keepers come into our field if we want to. Just say yes if you want them. Obviously, we're already in the records and they're working with us, but we're really kind of inviting them so almost further into our field, because it feels like some rebuilding. That's what I hear. And some of it's going on in our brain, kind of rewiring, disconnecting and rewiring our brains that tend to tell us that there's not enough, so we need to compete, right? There's not enough money, there's not enough food, there's not enough people, there's not, yeah, right? There's not enough work, so that we have to compete with each other. And those actually even go way back to, I see it in women because of the fall of when the divine feminine fell back 3 or 4 thousand years ago, because of the masculine power that came and took over. We got a lot of that really showing up. And yeah, so that created this kind of women being very competitive with other women because we want to stay alive. But it gets entrained into our brains, into our thinking, into our logic, and all of those other things. So that's what they're deprogrammed, dewiring, and then rewiring the energy of more of unity, of support, of helping, of right, supporting, cooperating with each other, being there to help each other. Yeah. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, wow. Helen is saying she's going through some of that because of a double concussion. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so rewiring the brain now is a good thing to do while the brain is healing, right? And or even when your brain don't have a double concussion or a single concussion, but just to rewire, to unplug all the old stories that no longer serve us and rewire in new stories so that we can be strong and clear. Okay. Oof, good. I don't know. I feel that all the way down through my whole back. Brain, head, yeah. How are you guys doing? Let me scroll through our little comments here, see if there's anything else popping up. Thank you, Kim, for posting Akashic Course 1 teleseminar, which is my upcoming live online workshop starting June 18th. It'll be for 6 weeks. I made a 3-payment plan of $110 each month to try and make it easier for people at this time in history. Yeah. Okay, so let's take another moment. I want to fill us up with all of the highest Akashic information and wisdom. They want to bring in some new genetic blueprints. Feels almost like a new brain blueprint. After we cleared out and did some rewiring, it's like feels like there's a blueprint overlay that needs to be there. So they bring that in. We have a kind of a genetic code box at the very back of your head, and so that's where the record keepers kind of drop these new genetic codes or DNA or blueprints, whatever they are, down into our crown chakra, which goes down into this box at the back of the head. Oh, good, nice. Thank you. Jaya's just saying I felt a lot of movement in the heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra. Fabulous. Oh, Alicia, you are so welcome. Feeling this release through my throat and neck. Yay, right? Because that's all that, well, there's a bunch. Because speaking our truth, clearing our, our ability to really communicate clearly and speak what's important for you to speak. And then, of course, we have the medulla oblongata at the back of the fifth of the neck, which is above the fifth chakra, so it's different. It's a separate one. And then the sixth chakra, which runs all the way through. Then you've got your third eye. We have a very busy little head-throat section, right? So a lot going on in there. So good. I'm glad you're feeling that clearing and opening. It is so time for us to be able to think clearly, speak our truth, all of that. Hey, Rebecca, you can watch the video. Thank you for saying hi. Oh, all right. Yeah, so just bringing in all the highest and best blueprints and energy we can now hold now that we cleared out a bunch of old junk. Some serious old servitude programs and enslavement programs from 12,000 years ago. We need to let those all go so we can break free and I would say levitate, but really rise energetically into this beautiful fifth dimension where we truly are able to walk as the creator beings that we are. So that is so powerful and so important. Good. So just grounding all that in, filling ourselves with the highest Akashic light, wisdom, gold energy, highest cosmic energy and vibration your body can hold, upgrading any blueprints in your body. And we want to fill our whole auric field, energy field with the highest gold. Also, we want to make ourselves a beautiful, solid golden egg so that you are a sovereign soul in your singular body, that you are owning this space, right? And everybody else gets to own their own space. They don't get to hang out in here. This is my life. This is my matrix and my space, right? So then we can walk the truth of our soul path and purpose. Nice. Right, ground that all the way in with your feet flat on the ground. I like to run some roots from the bottom of my feet down into Mother Earth with the intention that I am staying solidly grounded and present in this physical body. And that is the way we create and manifest in this earth plane. Whether it's the third, fourth, or fifth dimension, we need to really be solidly grounded in our bodies to manifest and create. So it is important. I know it's much funner to hang out in the galactic realms because I know I do. And it's not always the easiest thing to pull back in and ground into the body. But it's important, and the record keepers keep reminding us. So I just keep sharing what they say. So anyway, I love you all. I will see you. So I'm doing once a week. I'm going to do Friday 1 week and then the following Tuesday, because kind of different people can come on Tuesdays or Fridays. So it'll be next Tuesday at 11, and then it will be the following Friday at noon. Okay? So every other Tuesday and Friday. So I'll see you next Tuesday. Hopefully you'll be there. Sending you so much love. Blessings. Bye for now.